Well, as expected, Nora, oh Nora, Nora the Explorer responded to Aaron's open letter. I don't know why he called it an open letter. It wasn't a letter. It was just him doing his usual whiny rambling. And his latest target is Claire Headley. And I've already summarized the gist a couple times, so I'm going to keep it very brief. If you want more details, just go to those videos about the open letter. But essentially, Aaron is fearful and hateful, allegedly. And again, I can't even get to the full response of the person being accused, because that's a whole other thing. But basically accusing that the SBT Foundation, the YouTube channel, not his questionable charity, but the SBTV Foundation is being covertly or overtly being helped by Claire and Mark, and maybe I think Mike Rinder beyond the grave. Whatever. And he's created this weird conspiracy, and Claire, by refusing to block the SPTV Foundation, is doing stuff. He doesn't really specify, like, what exactly are they doing. They're destroying him, they're destroying Jenna, Marilyn, George, and their, weirdo pizza beer parties, and playing with chalk. But they're not, because we can clearly see from the lives that Aaron is still playing with his chalk. So what's he complaining about? Don't know. But that is where we are. But to be fair to Aaron, because some people are like pushing back on me and my interpretation how the aftermath SBTV war, there's blame for both sides. Well, I mean, listen, if they want to get rid of him from the foundation, I mean, technically speaking, if they got enough votes, you can vote him off. I just, the way they did it seemed a little bit weird. And this is where we're going to get back to Nora, where usually I'm very critical of her, but she actually made some good, she had some good insights here. For one thing, okay, so Aaron initially, when he got kicked off the board, made a big fuss that, which is still the case, you have 3 couples, although Rinder's now recently died, so the woman's a widow, but you had for a while 3 married couples on the board. That's a little weird, and everyone knows one another, so that's a little strange. That there's a lot of influence going on one direction, so that seemed a little strange. However, Claire has had new people on the board, so it's not as closed off as it was before. I want to be fair. Some people have left, some people have stayed, so there have been attempts to get, not people who are just her friends on the board. I want to be fair to her. However, it did feel a little strange. So Aaron made some good points there. But then, for his own foundation, he kind of did the same thing. He stacked it with his friends, and he full-on had, I don't even, what are we going to call Jenna? Concubine? I think that's the nicest thing you could say. Technically we're licensed to say more harsh words, but, it's YouTube, so I got to be careful there. But yeah, I mean, if we're being brutally honest, it's like, wait, you hired your girlfriend, even though you're still technically married, on the board of your iffy foundation, and you're simultaneously making fun of Claire and her husband running that foundation. Okay, that's a little unreal in terms of hypocrisy. And also, it is true, and again, Nora had some good insights and criticism, but of course she had to make it about herself. And yes, it is true that Aaron repeatedly kept saying that he doesn't like what Claire is up to, but he is not super crazy like Nora is. So he denounced explicitly Nora. So if there's any confusion now, no, Nora's in her own crazy island. Aaron has his own crazy island. He stands apart from the Nora empire. So Nora didn't like that, being the demonic lolcow scapegoat that he keeps kicking around. I mean, it is true. For whatever reason, they've divorced. So she didn't appreciate that, which is fine. But again, his focus was on Claire. Why name drop Nora? Don't know. But apparently Nora needs to get a few kicks in the shin. So, and it's fine if she wants to react and get angry. But again, she wasn't really the focus of the letter. Although it was a little strange that Aaron kept bringing up her name repeatedly, like she's some kind of a zombie ghost that they're exorcising from the demonic halls of the SPTV Foundation. Okay, so what's the basic gist? I think Nora's correct in her main criticism that what Aaron is saying is incoherent, right? So he's saying and trying to dictate to Claire and to others, do this, do that, don't be around these people, don't be around those people. Okay, sounds a little like Scientology, seems a little weird. But simultaneously, he doesn't want any fight or any war, but he keeps threatening people. And some people in the comments are like, he's not threatening anyone. He literally said, and by the way, for people who didn't get the commentary in the last one, well, listen, Aaron, I'm going to address him directly. If you're going to say you have a carrot stick strategy, a carrot is you give a reward. He didn't offer me a reward. He just ordered Claire, do this now. Or if you don't, I'm going to punish you. That's not carrot stick. That's like stick only. But anyway, so she's got a deadline. If the deadline is crossed and she doesn't do what Aaron wants, Aaron's going to retaliate somehow. Okay? I mean, we should just, say it for the people in the back. They're not married, and it seems whatever friendship they have is over. Claire, to my knowledge, is not really active, hating him or even doing videos about him, commenting about him. So seems like she's just moved on, saying, yeah, whatever. He was on the board. He's no longer on the board. He did some stuff for the foundation, which they acknowledge. And that's it. Could she handle it better? Maybe, maybe not. But it seems from her point of view, yeah, she has moved on. So what exactly does he want? It seems like he wants an apology. He wants her to bend the knee. And I guess what's next? Pay for the chalk, come to his house, clean his closets. I mean, if you're going to ask for something, you have to be reasonable. And I mean, really, what does he want her to do? I mean, even if she did what he wanted, which is allegedly block these people. Okay, why would that do anything? Okay, so let's say she does the block. Then what? People could just show up with other names. So we'd be back right where we started. So, okay, so Nora was strong there that she's sensing Scientology vibes and he's trying to pull a Miscavige. Okay, that part seems fair. And by the way, she did this whole weird polemical attack on me. Yes, me, explicitly. And even the framing of the attack made no sense that I'm going to be defending Aaron, responding to her commentary. I mean, I'm not that arrogant. I know probably Nora doesn't look at the videos. She sends her spies. Well, her spies need to take better notes. When those crazy monkeys give her notes, like, they need to do a better job transcribing. Like, if I'm, quote, defending Aaron, quotation marks, I'm not defending Aaron. I'm just trying to keep the record straight. I mean, and once again, Nora's mythologizing what happened. Some things were true. Like, I do appreciate the early history she gave for those people a little confused, like, well, who's this, who's that? Who's in this corner, who's on that corner. Again, not necessarily defending these people, but laying out Apostate Alex, Catherine, Aaron, and Claire in more detail and where they stood. Okay, that was appreciated. That was interesting. That's nice. But really, the way she mythologizes that Aaron needs to take responsibility, well, maybe, maybe not, but that she took the hard step of taking responsibility, I think that's very questionable interpretation, to put it mildly. I think she's taken some responsibility, but to say she took responsibility in a strong sense and Aaron did not is like, that's a very generous interpretation where she's preemptively the winner and Aaron's the loser. Again, I don't care for a lot of Aaron's antics, but I think it's fair to say in terms of responsibility, neither one of them is very good at that, but that is my point of view. So again, I was actually surprised that, about 20 to 25 minutes of her usual spurging, ranting anger was actually semi-coherent. But then it started once again to mythologize how she's the victim, she's the good woko. It's so hard for her because she has to do 2 lives. She has to do a live about politics and a live about her Scientologies. And that's really hard for her. And she doesn't want to talk about DOA. No talking about DOA. No Scott. No. So she's simultaneously making fun of and mocking Aaron for doing some disassociation policy, Miscavige style, with ironically literally a Miscavige. Literally Aaron is trying to do a Miscavige with a Miscavige. Yeah, that's pretty mind-blowing. And simultaneously, she's questioning Claire's motives and Mark's motives because it's suspicious, which I agree, it is suspicious. That many married couples are on the board and he has a full-on case of adultery, but his own sexual morality is perfect and unimpeachable. Okay, so both criticisms, correct. I think Nora's actually logically coherent there. Her other criticisms, frankly, usual childish nonsense, but we'll get to that. But I'd say those two main criticisms were well laid out and pretty powerful. So, yeah, those 20 to 25 minutes went somewhere. The rest of the hour and 20 minutes, as usual with Nora, went in a weird big circle where she's the good angelic queer and the woke educator, and Mao Zedong style, she will teach us. You must submit to her. She's so beautiful and gay. Oh, she's going to have a big taco party with her followers. Oh, just on final note, she's blatantly stealing these ideas from Relatable Race. So I like how this whole meet up with the fan thing is like, bro, you just stole that from Relatable Race. She just did the same thing in Nashville, but I don't think she had tacos. Maybe she had salads, and they talked about Beyonce and Jay-Z and latest perfumes that she's buying and terrorizing the local neighborhood. But anyway, again, I want to be honest. So part of her critical survey was semi-coherent, but as usual, the rest was rewriting history severely, where she's the eternal victim and Aaron is the eternal devil. I agree, Aaron's a devil, but is Nora a pure victim? I have some doubts. I have some severe doubts there, in my humble opinion.